looking at 5 weeks before his system shuts down.
When I'm gone, keep moving forward.
I won't let you go. We can upload his consciousness. We can save him.
Not like this. If we missed anything, how will you know who you're dealing with? Oh my God.
It's like my mind has been set free.
Jack Sparrow must have wore Johnny Depp out.
No, right?
Must have wore that ass out. Because that fool is falling asleep in this movie, man. Sitting up here trying to, I get what he's trying to do. He's supposed to be sort of melded with a machine. So he's trying to imitate Hal from 2001. But man,
I suppose.
Man, you just tired.
I guess. I mean, man, it's got to be, as an actor, that sometimes you sign on to something because it sounds good. And then when you're actually sitting there reading it or saying the words out loud and you hear yourself, you go, what have I done? And how much effort do I want to put into this?
Know what?
The checks are already cashed the check.
That's right. You cashed the check. So wake up. God damn it. This fool was putting me to sleep in this movie, man.
It just seems like every few years, somebody goes back and dusts off the lawnmower man and says, I think I'm going to make this work. Like they just read it for the first time or saw the movie for the first time and said, I think I can do this. And there's other people like who want to go,
stop.
You know what? Go ahead.
I'm just waiting for that new Matrix shit. That's what it is. I still been waiting. I was so disappointed by the Matrix 2 and 3. I'm thinking, well, shit, maybe Johnny Depp can do something with this. What am I expecting?
Exactly.
Like, even the Matrix can't be the Matrix. Johnny Depp show can't be the Matrix. I don't give a fuck if you a pirate and Willy Wonka, all that kind of shit.
Lawnmower Man, Virtuosity, Johnny Mnemonic.
Yeah,
the list goes on.
Yeah, shit. See, I was reading up on this movie.
Okay.
Now, look, I want people to listen to this and tell me if this shit don't sound kind of cool the way you set it up, because Johnny Depp is Dr. Will Castor. Now, him and his lovely wife, played by Rebecca Hall in this movie, they're trying to create a machine that not only has collective intelligence, which makes it the smartest motherfucker in the world, but also is conscious.
Right. The idea...
It's self-aware.
Yes. The idea is like, hey, the human brain can do this, but we have computers that can have all the intelligence of 100 human brains or 1,000, 1,000,000, whatever, and be self-aware. It's a big stretch because already even the top scientists will tell you that the human brain can still outcompute the best computer right now.
Yes, and that will be a question for us later, actually. So I'm glad you did your research when we get to the quiz part.
Yeah. But hey, it's a movie. We got to go with the premise.
Just go with it. Yeah, it's science fiction, man.
Yeah.
I like the way they even ask the computer sometimes because they're getting close to making this computer self-aware. They like to go in and actually fuck with the computer sometimes because they say, computer, are you self-aware? And I like the computer just come back and say, well, shit, I don't know. Are you?
Exactly. No.
I was like, you want to give that smart-ass motherfucker the mass intelligence?
Good evening, Dr. Tagger.
Seeing old faculty pictures of you.
Good evening, Donald Buchanan.
It knows me.
Of course it does. DMV records, social media.
Penn, tell Agent Buchanan about yourself.
I am PIN, a physically independent neural network invented by Dr. Will Castor.
Can you prove that you are self-aware?
That's a difficult question, Dr. Tagger. Can you prove that you are?
That's an ego for your ass right there. Shit, I'm better than all you motherfuckers, man. Why you want to do that? And there is actually a group out there. There is an extremist group that realizes this. They say, shit, we done seen Terminator too many fucking times for you to try to make this computer as smart as... Are you crazy? And so they resort to extremist means to...
Yeah, they're pretty much terrorists. They're like eco-terrorists.
Yeah.
Except they're techno-terrorists or Luddites or something.
Some shit, I don't know. They want to go back to being caveman or some shit. They're led by a chick named Bree, played by Kate Mara.
Yeah.
Cold as hell. She watches one of her people come in and shoot Johnny Depp and then turn the gun on themselves.
Lucas Haas, right?
My man can't catch a break.
He can't. He can't.
Lucas Haas come in and just makes... He don't star movies today. He just makes cameos. He makes cameos of cameos. This motherfucker... Everybody know who Lucas Haas is. That motherfucker didn't last 30 seconds in this movie.
It is one of these things when he's in a movie, you know that he's not going to be in it that much. And things are not going to go well for him.
Yeah, Yeah, I mean, I'd be mad if I was him. I'm like, I have a name.
Even Sean Bean gets to laugh at him.
This motherfucker coming to movie. He's so quick and gone out of a movie. They don't even give his character a name.
No.
His name is just Guy. But anyway, they do not succeed at killing Johnny Depp. Actually, they come close. But their mistake is that they wanted him to die slowly, which gives him enough time to say, well, you know what? Hey, y'all, I know I didn't really tell y'all this, but I actually have the technology to upload my brain into a computer. I'm glad the way nobody said, are you gonna tell us about this? He just pulls this shit out of his ass, So y'all just plug me in, and before I die, we'll see if this works. And Rebecca Hall and Paul Bettany, who's another fellow scientist, who's also a friend of theirs.
His best friend.
Who's waiting on Johnny Depp to die, so he just tapped that ass when he's gone. I mean...
it's funny how it seemed like it was so set up for that, but they never quite went there with it.
That's because, Paul Bettany is just that smooth. He's so smooth that the average audience member wouldn't see it.
Oh, love, you have to let him go.
Yeah.
Let him go already.
Yeah.
Try to jack it off every night. Yeah.
Just waiting. Shit, he probably hired that hit. But at first they think it doesn't work, and they're about to pull the plug on the whole thing, wipe the hard drive. Let's just let go. Turns out that it was a success. Right when they're about to pull the plug, you hear, "Hey, is anyone there? Cut me on. Don't walk away. Shit,
Yeah.
cut that camera on so I can see y'all." And Johnny Depp is actually uploaded into the computer.
Right.
Now, the only thing that's a problem here is that he had high aspirations before it. He feels like he can save the world. Of course, being a computer, saving the world means taking over human beings.
Well, I think it was more he was in the technology and not so much that. His wife was the one who was more like, we can change the world.
That is true.
And that's why when the computer with the Johnny Depp or techno Johnny Depp is like saying like, yeah, I can really do things, plug into the world and change things. Paul Bettany's like, see, that's not his words. That's not him. That thing in there. That's not the goose.
See? Player hating.
Totally. Totally.
Even when he's in the computer, he's like, hey, man, he ain't no good for you. Shit, pull the plug on that shit. Get with this real flesh and blood, right? But yet, there's some people who believe there's still some humanity in there that they might be able to save. And that concept right there. Now, tell me that don't sound kind of cool. You got a man uploading to a machine. He's about to take over the world. You got his buddy trying to fuck his wife. In my eyes, at least. I mean, tell me this shit don't sound good, man.
Man, even you saying it that way and trying to make it sound good, it sounds pretty cliche.
It's not only Johnny Depp who becomes a machine. I mean, half this cast are robots before he even becomes a machine. Because the movie is just a little too calm. You understand? Everybody talks like this.
Yeah. I suppose that the idea that they're trying to be reasonable and not so bombastic. And yet, that still kept happening. To me, it was so many places where I was just like, oh, the drama and the histrionics over this. I mean, the things you're leaving out, and it's not spoiler territory, but just important to the plot, is that, yes, while he's gaining sentience, this terrorist organization, this rift, they're like, we have to shut this down. You don't understand. They capture Paul Bettany, and they like you gotta get us in there, make us, help us out. They beat the shit out of him, handcuff him. You gotta join our side. You know how dangerous he's gonna be. Yeah. I guess you guys are right. Then they got the government. They're saying like, oh, he's done what? We can't have this. His old best buddy, his mentor, Morgan Freeman, is in there like, yeah, that's not him anymore. We got to stop this. All this is set up to like, we have to bring this down. We have to stop him.
Yeah, everybody's saying we got to stop this.
You know what that evil shit he was doing? Helping blind people see. Making crippled people where they can walk. I mean, that's the thing. Like, the evil that he's doing, it's all them talking to you, telling you about all the evil stuff he's going to one day do in the future. Possibly.
I hear what you're saying. Because I heard you grumbling about this. You walked up the scene. You were like 10 people behind me. You're like, man, he was doing good shit. He was helping people. Why y'all got to shut him down and be against him? See,
you talking about Paul Bettany player hate. They were all player hate.
See, that's why computers can't have nothing. That's why Skynet was mad at y'all. But the way that this computer was operating, and I don't want to say too much here, but it wasn't leaving people exactly human. It wasn't leaving people to their own free will. So
Not always. Well, yeah, okay.
I mean, shit, you got your legs back, but don't you want your mind too?
Okay. Tell you what. Lose your eyes and see, don't you trade anything to have your vision back.
Okay, maybe I can talk to you like a man.
Okay.
All right. Let's just say that in childish Korey fashion, let's just say that you were impotent.
Okay.
You went to see Johnny Depp computer.
Uh-huh.
And he gave you your penis back.
Right, right.
But now you work for him. You never gonna get to use it.
Who says I ain't gonna get to use it?
Johnny Depp.
He never said that. Johnny Depp ain't never said that. He ain't say nothing like that.
It was a dangerous thing. See,
as a matter of fact, Johnny Depp would figure, hey, I need to propagate the species so I can have more workers. So please, by all means, have sex with her.
Okay, you got your penis back, and he says, I need to have you mate, Martin, all right?
Yeah.
So he puts you in there with somebody that looks like the Medea. I mean, what? Now, and you say, hey, look, I can't fuck this right here. He's like, no. You two are a perfect match.
Korey, you're doing exactly like those people in the movie. You're doing all this speculating on a worst case scenario when nothing even close to that has even started to happen.
Martin.
But until he actually does something, you can't touch this, man. You shouldn't.
Oh my God. You like Rebecca Hall in this movie. Yeah, you
like Paul Bettany.
You were like Rebecca Hall in this movie, man. Now, everybody in this movie is talking sense. They coming in, they saying, because see, this is the part of the movie that was also kind of slowing it down. It's a love movie.
That was weird. Try to throw a love story in the middle of this.
Rebecca Hall is still trying to fuck Johnny Depp when he's a machine. And I'm thinking to myself, if you want to fuck a machine, just pull your vibrator out. I mean, the man is gone. He ain't got no, he ain't got nothing to work with no more. But she's still in love, looking at the computer every night, touching the screen and shit.
Yeah, I mean, plus, with him, with his new power, it's a little Dr. Manhattan-ish, where his mind is everywhere.
Yeah,
he's talking to her.
Yeah, she can't go nowhere. I mean, she walking down the hall. You all right?
Like,
can I get something for you?
Oh, is it that time of the month for you?
Yeah.
What makes you say something like that? Well, I can see. I'm reading your hormone levels. How dare you? That's my my privacy.
Yeah,
like, trying to help you out.
Would you like a tampon? You don't get to do this. I shop for my own feminine products. You don't do this. But you laughing.
I'm laughing because, okay,
that's you.
That's a good side, a bad side, everything, and nobody wanted to see the good side.
That's you, man. That is you. Everybody can see the potential for danger in this, but you in love with this
shit. But they wouldn't see the potential for good.
You are
there was no balance.
I can see people would have to come in and have an intervention with you. Martin, this thing is bad. It's about to take over the world. No, don't y'all see? Don't y'all see the goodness it's doing? You are this computer's bitch.
Man.
You are its lackey. It has you fooled. It has pimped your mind out.
You would be with these people and Alex Jones with all these conspiracy theories and getting rid of money and turning it all to gold. I got my Google glasses and I'm plugged into the internet and I have strength like I never had before. I'm having a good time over here. But hey, you keep living in that rat hole.
Okay, the only good thing about you, Martin, and I'm sorry, people, if we're getting off the road, but I got to stop you before you do something. The only good thing about your attitude right now is that you are the person that is responsible for Terminators and Matrixes. I mean, you bring on some good movies, but in real life, you must be stopped, man.
And this is how it begins. You shoot me now and try to explain to the authorities that you don't understand what kind of person he was going to turn into.
Damn, boy, this computer.
If we had let him go, the machines would have taken over.
This computer has bitched your mind up, man. I can't believe this shit.
It's doing the exact same thing to you, except you living by fear.
We have to stop you. God damn.
There's no stopping me. We will win. You have to know that. Right?
See, that's what I'm talking about. That shit already has your mind like this.
I can already see the writing on the wall. I'm going with the winning side.
Get back to this movie right here. I'll be watching you, though. But, man, I tell you what. If you want to talk about machines and being cold and this new digital age, we got this director. Damn, he forgot to change his porn name. Wally Pfister.
Yeah.
See, he's the cinematographer he is a cinematographer.
Yeah.
He actually
who does he usually work with?
That's a good question. Do you know? Want to take a guess?
You know what? I feel like it's got mentioned before.
Christopher Nolan.
Oh,
he's worked with a lot of people, but he's known for working with Christopher Nolan.
Yeah.
Now, this man has fought he's a true advocate for it. Just give me the remaining film stock in the world. Give that shit to me and let me make movies the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Don't like digital at all.
Yeah.
So he goes and shoots this on 35 millimeter, anamorphic or whatever it is, and anthropomorphic. But he's so prideful about shooting on film, but yet covers all this shit up with some of the cheesiest ass looking special effects.
Yep.
I mean, if you're gonna shoot on film, I mean, this isn't like even organic looking special effects. That shit is just as shiny. I mean, it kind of defeats the purpose, because if you're going for a certain look, for all these digital effects, it's gonna go through some digital process at some point.
Sure.
I mean, if they're taking the print and transferring it to 4K copies and everything. So I'm bringing this up because that's another thing about the film, is that near the end of it, it is convoluted with special effects, like real shiny, cheesy looking special effects.
Yeah, and perhaps the idea was that it could get away with it because it's all, I don't know, from the computer, nanites, digital. No, I'm not saying it works. I'm just saying maybe that was the thinking. Or maybe, by the time he got that third act, he was like, this is hard. Yeah. I just have Christopher Nolan kind of telling me what to do.
Crafts. Yeah, I don't know. This is because this is his directorial debut.
Sure. All that time on those Dark Knight movies, like, I could do this a whole lot better.
God damn, there's a bird out there.
Yeah. I guess the bird saw the movie and disagrees.
No, it's good. God damn. Sometimes you ever hear a bird just get mad about nothing? Like he's out there by himself. He's like that homeless person on the corner, just talking to himself. Man, this is a nitpick for me. I know some people gonna say, hey, you know what? I can't see this shit. Now, I've seen so many movies I can. And I'm gonna bring it up because this movie, the editing could have been tighter. Whenever you have a scene ending, we don't have to see that person leave the room. There was about 2 or 3 scenes where people, they kept the camera on them until they walked out the door. They're like, man, y'all could have stopped that at the dialogue. Well, thank you. Good day. Walking across the room and shit. No, man, we don't have to see all that. Some of the extras in the movie don't even seem like they were into this shit.
Right.
They seem bored by this. There was a part in the beginning of the movie where Johnny Depp had he's got groupies. He had a girl come up and she said, and keep in mind, if you're a fan of somebody, you're going to be kind of like, excuse me, Mr. Depp or Mr. Wally, whatever. I don't mean to, but can I get an autograph? But no, this girl came up. Excuse me, if you don't mind, could I get an autograph? Thank you. And just turned off and walked away. And I thought, damn, ain't nobody into this.
Maybe she was a plant. She was distraction sent there by Rift.
Don't make excuses for this shit. Hell, she didn't want to be in this shit as much as anybody else.
I think anybody wanted to be in it.
Johnny Depp.
The actors looked like they didn't want to be in it. The audience didn't want to be in it.
Did we when we fell asleep? Johnny Depp, I hear, got paid $20 million to be in this movie.
Okay.
And he looked, now you see why I'm kind of mad? And he looked bored as hell in this shit. Now, if he got paid $20 million, shit, if you got $20 million and you can't be awake for this shit, the extras don't give a fuck.
Yeah. It seemed like the only person who was really putting the effort in was Paul Bettany. And even then I was like, Paul, you're doing too much, man.
I know.
No, nobody else is really into this. Just tone it down.
I mean, he was sweating and everything. Yeah. I'm like, man, took an ass beating for this movie and everything. I'm like, man, yeah.
It's for that girl, Rebecca Hall.
I would say there are 3 people in this movie. I'm going to get to the good things about this because, as you can tell, I don't really care about this movie. Now, there were 3 people who were good in this movie. Paul Bettany, who was one, probably too good, like you said.
Yeah.
And, I mean, he's pouring his heart out in this. Shit, this motherfucker thought he was in the Matrix 4. This is going to be a classic, mate. But Rebecca Hall, she was good.
Sure.
She was the only one that was truly emoting in this movie.
Yeah, although, you know what? As I watched this movie, I was like, I feel like Rebecca Hall is always set on the same dial. Like, I never see her do anything more or less than this.
Oh, she's always crying about something.
Yeah, she's just always right at that same level. And no matter what I see her in, she's kind of Rebecca Hall.
You're right. Every movie she in, she's crying about something. Iron Man 3, she was all right. She was kind of bitching.
Yeah, but even,
But every other movie, it's like, God damn, girl, what's wrong with you now?
Right.
Shit, just go sit down for a little bit. Right. But in this movie, it needed her to be crying.
Sure. Well, that's the thing. It's like part of it wanted to be like, no, it's about these 2 lovers who can't be together because he's in the computer and how can they work out this love story? But it had to go with this other kind of crazy action-y plot that was half thought out too.
Yeah. And I imagine she was crying half the time because she was thinking, God damn you, I ain't get $20 million for this movie.
Right.
Fuck you, Johnny Depp.
And I got the most screen time.
Yeah. And my man Morgan Freeman. I don't even know what the fuck his role was in the movie. I know you said he was a mentor. I don't know what he did.
I guess. I mean, yeah. I had trouble figuring that out too.
Morgan Freeman as Black Man that just sits in a lab. Even when he's in Batman as Lucius Fox. You don't see him doing nothing. He's just sitting in the room.
True. That kind of is his thing. You ever notice how it seems like any movie Morgan Freeman is in, he brings somebody from the Batman movies with him?
I think Christopher Nolan actually came in as executive producer on this. So yeah, I could see them bringing in Morgan Freeman.
But like Cillian Murphy's also in it.
Oh, that's right. Cillian Murphy is the FBI guy.
Yeah, and just like when Now You See Me had Michael Caine in that. It's just like whenever Morgan Freeman makes a movie, it's like, come on, I got a buddy who worked out.
Come on, young man. Yeah, I like you. But Morgan Freeman didn't really do a goddamn thing in this movie, except this movie has a very, very dull, almost kind of a lecture part of a beginning.
Yeah.
And then it has an ending that is just stupid.
Man, that.
But the middle here. But the middle right here is good, and it's because Morgan Freeman comes in. He got brought to the place that Johnny Depp computer created, and he just had to look on his face like, what the fuck is going on here? God damn. This motherfucker do, man. And then
I wonder if he was going like, we've been hunting you for 2 years, and yet you've had the ability to build this giant facility out in the open.
He was amazed. It's like, can you look at this shit? I mean, this is cool, but goddamn.
Will?
You surprised to see me, Joseph?
That depends.
And there was a part where he went to Rebecca Hall, and that was a funny part. Where I don't know.
No, you know what? That's probably like the best moment of the movie.
Yeah.
So don't say what it is for anybody who actually
I'll just say
goes to
that
see it.
I'll just say that he played the. I love this because he played the true black man in a movie where he's like, look, I'm telling you, everybody who's white in this movie, don't pull that Hunter House shit. Get the fuck out this film.
Right.
Something's about to go down. Now I'm gonna leave. Y'all can stick around and play around if y'all want to. No, he was actually really cool when he came in the movie. He had his time. I guess my biggest problem with this is that for Johnny Depp, for his Wally Castor computer, for being the smartest being on the planet in the world, his plan was just stupid.
Everybody's plan was stupid.
But not everybody was as smart as he was.
Well, that is true. And that, you know what, for me, the biggest problem with this movie, like seeing the trailer, I said, this is going to be dumb. This is probably going to be, like I said, virtuosity. I'm just thinking like, it's going to be with him just taking over the world and him trying to stop him at every point. And it's not. It's bad in a different way because so much of the movie was just stupid. He's supposed to be so smart and have access to everything, yet no satellites to see what they're doing. Like the way they were able to get a leg up on him, I was like, this shouldn't even be happening, and they should know that. So much of the science that they were spouting in this movie, I'm like, I ain't a scientist, but I know enough to know that that's wrong.
No, it is.
That doesn't work that way.
Whatever his accomplishments were, or what he wanted to accomplish to make the world a better place, he didn't have to do some of the stupid things that he was doing. There was an easier way to get this done and actually make people maybe like you and want to comply with you.
Yeah.
Therefore, the plot didn't make sense.
No, it didn't.
Oh yeah, they overlook a lot of things.
They try to tell you like, we have to stop him, and even if we got to shoot and kill everybody in this town. It's like, okay, guys, y'all are actually doing shit that's genuinely evil that we can see. Don't matter.
Oh yeah.
You know what? It's funny how certain actors, when you talk about Lucas Haas, like, and what's that guy? Paul Dano. He's one of those actors, like, every time you see him in a movie, you just want to punch him in the face. To me, Kate Mara is the female version of that. There's nothing I ever see her in where I'm just like, I wish somebody would just punch her so she would shut up.
She ain't never happy in a movie.
Never.
She's always scowling about something.
Yeah, always scowling, always saying things to make you go like, you know what, just go sit your little ass down.
Yeah, you know, just look. She looked like that bitchy girl. You know, you ain't done anything to her.
Right. She's like somebody's girlfriend when you want to tell them, man, chill your bitch out.
Yeah, or you come in and you see, I mean, you don't do anything. You might sit down next to her at a bar or something and be like, hey, good evening, how are you? I'm not giving you my number. Jesus, God, can I just be alone for a moment? Like, excuse me.
Yeah,
man.
sorry,
Hey.
please.
Man, goddamn. Oh man, this movie is ridiculous to me. The biggest thing about it is that this love story gets in the way. And this is leading to my wrap up here. This love story gets in the way. The biggest problem for the movie for me is that be one thing or the other.
Yeah.
Don't be robo hippie through half the movie and then turn around and say I want to take over the world, but I want to be cool about it. Don't just go all out. Just be evil if you're gonna be evil.
Well, you don't have to be evil. I mean, the idea of a computer taking over the world and trying to do the right thing, but that's not working for everybody. That's fine, but at least do it.
Yeah,
it's not really doing it.
Shit, what you gonna do? Are you gonna just keep staying in love with this chick over here and spend time with her? You gonna take over the world,
Right.
Not that these things can't work. It's an interesting premise. I don't know what's going on with this film or who this relies on. I don't know if it's because this is a first-time director who was more into visuals. I don't know if it's the screenplay's fault. I don't know what's happening here, but it's a dull movie, and I've seen much worse. But watch this at home and watch it while you about to get into bed and go to sleep at night because this is boring. I'll give this a rental.
I wasn't as bored by it as you were, but I was just put out by how wow, it's not really doing anything. And as far as the interesting ideas you say it has, they were interesting when they were in other movies. I mean, there was nothing in here that was new. The science is bad. It moves at such a mediocre pace. The things that happen, you're like, wow, that's kind of dumb, or it just doesn't get my pulse up. But I also really dislike the fact that the movie, I mean, they could have called this Technophobe the movie, because it's just trying to scare you about things that don't even make sense. It's almost like Reefer Madness or the Day Before Tomorrow. It's like, yeah, but what if this? And you talking to your Siri now, but in one day it's like, no. By the time it gets to this, you will be long dead.
Yeah.
We ain't even close to anything like this. And stop trying to scare people. Yeah, I don't know. What rating do we have lower than rental? Because to me, this is like don't bother with this.
Really?
Yeah.
You like it less than me?
Yeah, I like it less than you. I wasn't bored by it, but I like it less than you. I was just like, this is one I was just like, nigga, please.
Okay, let that be reviewed. Is that your rating, sir?
That's my rating.
Nano, please. Wow, I thought you would have. You were such a proponent for the robot kind. I thought you would have liked this better than me.
This is a smear campaign.
Well, you know what, man? Let's get to our trivia right here.
All right.
Because some of these things that you're saying actually ring true for what you're talking about as far as technology catching up to that fateful day when robots take over.
Okay.
Now, first of all, we're going to talk about some trivia for the movie. Noomi Rapace was considered to be the female lead in this movie. I guess Rebecca Hall's, I guess that was going to be her character.
Oh, okay. Is this whole girl with the dragon tattoo connection?
What would that connection be?
Noomi Rapace was the original girl with the dragon tattoo, but then the American version, it was the sister of Kate Mara, Rooney Mara, who's the girl who had the same role as the girl with the dragon tattoo.
Well, that's a hell of a stretch right there.
No, it's like 2 or 3 steps. It's not that much.
I don't know, maybe so. I ain't sure. Yeah, I'll take your word for it. Tobey Maguire and James McAvoy and Tom Hardy were considered for the male leads.
Till they read the script.
You gonna pay me $20 million for this? Well, you're not really Johnny Depp, then I don't want this shit. No. Other actors considered for this were Christian Bale.
Of course.
And Jude Law.
Okay. Oh, Jude Law for the Paul Bettany part or for the lead?
I think for the Paul Bettany part.
Okay.
But they didn't really say. Could have been for the lead too. Who knows?
Yeah, I guess if I couldn't get Jude Law, Paul Bettany might be my second choice.
In fact, Jude Law is sort of like the, he's the on the bench Paul Bettany today. Nothing against Jude Law. I love the guy. All right, Martin. Now here's where we're gonna get into some questions or trivia about computers. Computers cannot feel emotions as of right now, but they can imitate emotions.
Sure.
They have Baby X.
Baby X.
It's not a militant baby, Martin. Not a little Muslim baby.
It's got a little fist raised.
No, it's a little baby with a little BB gun at the window looking out like Malcolm X. No, Baby X is a baby simulator.
Okay.
A virtual baby simulator.
One of those, yeah.
Its face reacts to what you do in real time like a baby would. So when you're around, the baby smiles.
So it's like a Tamagotchi.
It is. Yeah. Which means that Baby X is probably dead right now because they got tired. Got tired of playing with it.
It's just behind a dumpster.
In a landfill somewhere. They ain't fed it in 3 weeks. At Google, futurists say, Martin, that someday, see, you talking about how this is going to be long gone when we're all dead and everything. Some Googlist futurists say.
Well, that's a title for your ass.
That is an actual position at Google.
I am a Googleist.
You are a Google futurist. You get paid to
I am the Goonie Googleist.
You get paid just to sit around and predict shit. Shit is probably not even true. Just making up shit.
Yeah.
But Google was a Google futurist. They say that in the distant future, we'll be able to plug in our brains into a computer and upload them there, making us immortal. Now tell me you don't want that. You know, I know the way you feel, Martin. You say, hey, the world just ain't ready to get rid of this good Martin goodness right here. Tell me you don't want it.
I got plenty of Bon Mots left for you guys.
It'll be uploaded into what they call a brain-computer interface, or a BCI. You know you want that. You over here talking. Hey, look, you over here talking all that bitch shit about computers. You know this is right up your alley right now.
Right.
I got some questions for you.
All right.
Okay. Now you over there talking trash about, man, computers ain't that smart. We still smarter than computers.
They're plenty smart, but they are not able to do everything that a human brain can do.
Okay. So if I was a computer, I would say, all right, Mr. Know-It-All, since you know me so well. According to livescience.com, artificial intelligence systems they have the mental capacity or intelligence of A, a 4-year-old, B, a 6-year-old, C, an 8-year-old, or D, a 10-year-old.
Is a cat not one of the options?
Would you like it to be? Or E, a cat?
I'll say a 4-year-old.
Maybe you are smarter than the computer. That is the answer. That is the answer, yes. They say that computers are not any smarter as far as artificial intelligence goes. Now, the processing power is there.
Yeah.
But as far as intelligence goes, when we come to common sense, they're no smarter than a 4-year-old.
Yeah, and they can't tackle humor.
And they can't, exactly. And they can't tackle open-ended questions.
Right.
They can't really reason. They can't be philosophers yet.
Yeah, there's just so much information to take in.
Yeah, you're right. When you see computers sit in a coffee shop with nothing else to do but talk about bullshit all day, that's when you know that they're really intelligent. When they could be doing something, but they ain't doing shit.
An army of T-1000s about to attack you. You go like, wait a minute. All right, before you do this, why did the moron throw a clock out of the window? They all smoke and blow up.
You know when we had real artificial intelligence, when computers are sitting on couches smoking weed, ain't doing a goddamn thing.
When they doing this show.
When they doing this show right here, yeah. No, because you got to have some intelligence. There ain't no intelligence in this room. Artificial or real. All right, last question for you, Martin. Nanotechnology is being used today, right at this moment. A lot of people think it's a future thing.
No. Yeah, that's happening.
It's being applied today. Now, which one of these is not something that nanotechnology is being used for? A, cosmetics. B, penis enlargement. C, cosmetics. D, robot insects to fight the Taliban. Or E, clothing.
Read them off again, because you said cosmetics twice.
Oh, I did say cosmetics twice. God damn it. Okay, then we only got to D. I'm definitely not a computer. I wrote this shit at 3:00 in the morning. I was overheating at the time. All right. Maybe that was my trick to see if you paid attention. Very good, Martin. You were awake.
Nice save.
A, cosmetics. B, penis enlargement. C, robot insects to fight the Taliban. D, clothing.
I'll say cosmetics.
That is what it's not being used for?
Yes.
I'm sorry, Martin. Even computers are putting on lipstick and eyeliner and walking the streets at night. The answer is actually B, penis enlargement.
Okay. I knew it was being used for the last two.
Really?
Yeah. And I thought maybe penis enlargement because it's a medical procedure because
it was wishful thinking on your part.
Okay. Good one. Good one. I have to give you that.
Don't worry, Martin. It's coming.
That was funny.
And by the way, people, I'm not saying I saw it, but Martin's big. He just wants it bigger. He's just full of pride. That's all. All right.
How are they using them in cosmetics?
Just greedy. They're being used for nanotechnology is being used for a lot of things. Like
right.
for clothing, it's being used to actually keep clothing more stain free, or stain resistant.
Right. Yeah, I know that.
I think that it's being used in cosmetics to make like with food to make the product last longer, to preserve it longer.
Excuse me. Okay.
Yeah. So
that's weird. I wasn't even thinking about food. I was just thinking about actual cosmetics.
I tell you, to make a computer look good when you go out on your date, when you get your penis enlargement. See, look at your computer acting up right now, getting jealous. Now, when you get your penis enlargement,
talking about me,
going on a date with that computer, computer wants to look nice for you.
Yeah,
So,
but then you don't have the nanotechnology for your penis enlargement. So then what? You got a computer going like,
then I guess,
oh, is that all?
Then I guess, I was about to say, I guess computer's laughing at your little dick ass.
I told you these mixed marriages don't work.
That does not compute. Anyway, man, that, Martin, is our review. That is our trivia. That's our quiz, Martin.
All right.
You did pretty well today. Yeah, I can see you getting, that was a hard one, that last one.
Yeah.
I'll give you that. All right. Like, yeah, whatever, man. Shit,
I know it's my prize.
Yeah, I ain't getting nothing for this shit except you continuously fucking with me. Anyway, people, if you want to get a hold of me, use your own artificial intelligence and your own computer interface. You can reach me at KCOOLMANZ@gmail.com, Martin. That's kcoolmans@gmail.com. You can reach me on Twitter at kcoolman, and I am on Facebook. Just get on there and talk to me. I'm easy to find.
Yes, and while our robot overlords allow it, you can also find me on Facebook. Look for Martin Thomas, or on Twitter, Martin_Nofro.
All right, Martin. Is that it?
That's it.
All right, everybody. We are unplugging and we are out. You like, you corny son of a bitch. Man, just shut the computer off and just leave.
It was that moment I was like, how's he going to do this? And here it comes.
Thing is,
here comes one of those puns where if I said it, you get mad.
Thing is, you know I didn't have anything. Shit, I have a goddamn thing. Bye. I should have just said bye, y'all.
I'm gonna need to expand. I need more power.